Welcome back. This is Unpopular Tea. I'm Taj. I am here with my guest Lay today, and we're going to be looking at some videos between foreigners and Filipinos, and we're going to be reacting to these videos today. And as I always say, we're not here to be politically correct. We're not here to wear friends. We're here to offer our humbler opinions. And without further ado, let's get into it.
Let's go.
All right. So number one.
If you date a foreigner, what do you think the biggest barrier would be?
Probably language barrier. But I think as long as you know the basic like English, I think as long as you understand each other, I think that's fine. Yeah.
Okay. But you hope the guy who can speak English, it's much better.
Yeah, it is much better. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thoughts?
I think that was pretty straightforward. I mean, it always helps to speak the same language. Now, do I think it's an absolute necessity to be in a peaceable relationship with someone or a foreigner to be with a Filipina? No, I don't, because I've seen examples where, there's some Filipinas, they didn't exactly speak good English, or they might be with a foreigner who was like, I don't know, from a country that wasn't an English speaking country, and somehow they make it work. They're married, at least from what they
Yeah.
show us. So, yeah, I mean, I'd have to agree with it, but I don't think it's an absolute necessity. What about you?
Well, for me, I do agree with her. As long as she knows or you both know basic English, you'll be able to understand each other.
Mhm.
So it's not really a barrier for me, but it might be a barrier if you guys don't really like understand what you're trying to say.
Mm.
Yeah, because sometimes you mumble the words, right?
Mm.
When you are having a hard time speaking the language. But
Mhm.
maybe that's the barrier that she means. But again, if you know basic English, then it's not really, a necessity.
You got it. You got it. You got it. All right, let's move on to the next one. See what we got here.
I have to say, sana all.
All right, you want to start this one off?
Sana all. Sana all means hope everyone is experiencing the way she's experiencing. But yeah, most Filipinas are actually really lucky enough to have foreigners as their partners because, well, unintentionally we don't really ask for money, but most foreigners that I have noticed are really giving financially. So yeah, there's also like probably like misconceptions about Filipinos dating foreigners because of money. Well, kind of there's a percentage of that is true, but foreigners are just for me are just really giving. Because I have foreign friends and I don't ask. They just say, "Hey, what's up? What are you doing? Are you hungry? Or like, do you want food right now?" So yeah, that is she's lucky to have him.
For me, I would be curious to know what the relationship was like.
Mhm.
So from the video, what I notice is it doesn't seem like the guy's there. It seems like he might be in his home country. Then again, I am speculating. And in that instance, I've heard of a lot of negativity around that, where a lot of dudes, they get caught up in doing that. Some personally, I even know, and thinking, that it was real, and all the while they're just being scammed. So
Yeah.
I'd say, I guess if the love is real, yeah, cool. She's lucky, and he obviously is very fond of her. But I'd say just be wary, be cautious of stuff like that. Like, know who you're talking to, and I'd probably be boots on the ground, which means actually being in the country first before you want to splurge and do stuff like that. Just my thoughts.
Actually, as a Filipina, I don't want to come clean here on this video, and I do hear some stuffs like that as well. Not from my friends, but like what I hear stories about Filipinas as well, trying to make up scenarios that they need money, they don't have this, they need the money now, there's an emergency. Well, in fact, there's none. So I just have to really say that you really need to choose the right if you want to date a Filipino or any Filipinos in our or everywhere. You just really need to be smart of choosing your partner and not be stupid. Hmm.
Right. Just, approach it with some common sense.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next one.
Hey everyone, this is what happens when you marry a Filipina. Most foreigners married to a Filipina will know what I'm talking about. What are you waiting for? Find yourself a Filipina.
Okay. So for this, obviously not married to anybody, right? But I've experienced, being around Filipinas in close quarters, and I gotta attest, like that's definitely true. Like you don't even be hungry, and she's like, "Oh, you gotta try this, please. You gotta try this. It's so good." You're like, "I don't know," and next thing you know, the thing is like, a few millimeters away from your lips, and then it's like, "Oh, might as well at this point." So yeah, definitely, definitely accurate.
What I see from the video is Filipinos are really caring.
Mm.
Like they really want you to feel like comfortable, like even not around you, but we want our partners to feel comfortable.
Mm.
Yeah. So the video that we have just watched just shows what a Filipina is. We're caring.
Hmm.
Okay, next video.
Next one.
What's this?
Today, I'm officially missing
Guitars,
you.
man.
Can't nobody do it like you.
Love.
Said every little thing you do. Hey, baby, stays on my mind. And I'm officially.
Another sana all. Yeah, we are very big on efforts
Mm.
because the past that we've experienced, of course, and then having to have someone like that, like doing his best to really fly over from you just to travel and see you. That's a big effort for us. Like
Mm.
for me, it's not just the bare minimum.
Mm.
That's
Yeah. Yeah. I think, and this is not even just like a foreigner Filipina thing, in my
Yeah.
opinion. I think just in general, if someone's willing to
Mhm.
make that leap of faith, that goes a long way. And I know a lot of times people like to talk about like love languages and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And me personally, I think everyone has all the love languages, just some are more important than others. So for me, I would say quality time is big. So for someone like me,
Mhm.
if I saw someone making an effort, even not just hopping on a plane and flying out to my country, but just hopping in the car and riding down the street just because they want to see me, that's a big deal for me, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, 100%, 100%. It's always going to be better when your boots on the ground. Keep that in mind.
Okay.
Next one.
Pag pinagpili po kayo sa foreigner or sa Filipino po para ipakasal, ano po pipiliin niya?
Pinay po. Alam ko yung ugali ng mga Pinoy kesa sa yung bansa.
Feeling ko Filipino kasi mas maalaga, alam nila kung paano rumespeto. Ang dami kong nakikita na may jowa or may asawa silang ibang lahi. Tapos minsan sinasaktan sila.
Kahit na marami akong kakilalang nag-successful yung kanilang pag-aasawa ng foreigner, meron din akong mangilan-ngilan na kakilalang hindi nag-success. Dahil siguro ang iniisip lang nila, pag kinuha sila, gaganda yung buhay nila. Kumbaga, hindi muna nila kinilala yung foreigner kung makakasundo ba nila, ng pamilya nila, tsaka mamahalin sila, pati yung kultura nila. Ayun kasi yung number one na pinagkakagalitan unang-una yung kultura.
About earlier as well, regarding barriers in a relationship, I would think as well, the culture. There's always like barriers over the culture because there are things that we do that you guys don't, and we have to adjust things on that.
Mhm.
That's probably what the old woman mentioned about, like you have to understand or really know who you're marrying
Mhm.
because they're
course.
foreigners and we don't know, and then you're flying over somewhere very far, like miles away from your country, so it's really gonna be hard for you. But these people chose Filipinos over foreigners. For that, I honestly don't know because in my past relationships, I have not really experienced being with a Filipino that much. So I wouldn't know. But I would say I think that was the third girl, or yeah, second or third girl who mentioned about Filipinos are really respectful, caring, and someone like that. And based on what she described as well, it's actually what I also experienced from foreigners. So I think they're the same things that Filipinos and foreigners like to treat a woman or a girl. Yeah.
Understood. You know, for the first two young ladies that spoke that said that they would prefer a Filipino over a foreigner, I don't think that should shock anyone. I think if you go to any country, I would say majority of the women expect to like their own men. I mean, that's just natural. You know, it should be that way, right? Now, as for the last lady that spoke, I think she made very great points. You know, similar to what you were talking about, right? It's like if you're gonna marry someone, you have to know them. You have to really, know if you could see your life assimilating with their life. You can't just hop into it because of a preconception, like, oh, foreigners have money or whatever, or my life is gonna be better just like that. Because that's how you get caught up. That's how you get trapped in some instances, but in other instances, it could be how you find, true love. Who knows? But me personally, I would just, I'd play it cautious and just,
I mean, for everyone as well, I know money is somewhat like for us who wants to survive in this life, but always think about going with someone who has money, because it's not only money. That's a commitment that you're not committing to money, but you're also committing to the person. So you really need to know the person very well.
Right. Because it's like, what's all the money in the world if you're getting your butt whooped every day? You know what I'm saying? It's not fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's jump to the next one.
Jump.
You've never been to heaven, have you? Ooh, it's the ride of your life. Hold on, 'cause baby.
Okay, so I've definitely heard of this whole tampo thing. I've heard it from Filipina P. She had one video talking about it, and from some other people. So me personally, that's not gonna fly with me. You want to shut down and not communicate? All right, you're gonna be by yourself in a corner somewhere. I'm gonna go on about my business. Me, I'm big on communication. So if that's just it's childish to me. So if you're gonna do that, you're gonna be by yourself in it, wondering, why am I only communicating with the voice in my head? That's just my thoughts on that. But you?
Okay, I'm laughing because okay, you have to explain them first what is tampo. So tampo, guys, is like being upset and not like shutting our world to anyone. Like we don't want to speak to the person we're upset. We don't want to talk about it, and yeah, that's tampo. So for that, as a take, as a Filipina, as a person who doesn't really open much, well, I feel guilty with the video, but I'm working on it. Someone is helping me work on it, and I'm doing better, hopefully. So yeah, if you're the type of person like Taj, who wants to communicate very well, you really have to communicate with your girl as well. That you don't like that kind of energy, because I think communication is really a good practice for your relationship if you want to build it like stronger. So yeah, for the ladies as well, like me, who tampo or gets upset really or gets annoyed easily, we have to work on it, girls. So yeah.
On to the next one.
Yeah.
You prefer dating Filipino or foreigners? I cannot compare because I haven't really dated Filipino. Really? Yes. Like my first date was American. But if ever I'll be able to date a Filipino, because I think it's actually not about their race. or the nationality or something, but it's about the person usually when I try to date someone. So what did you see with the foreigners? Why you prefer dating them over Filipinos? They are actually more approachable. They are they actually most of the foreigners are the ones trying to date me. Not much Filipinos try to interact with me also. Oh yeah, because I think your beauty is exotic, and I think Filipinos.
Okay, wait. First of all, what do you think about the exotic beauty? How do you define that?
I don't know, man, because people throw this term around a lot, like, "Oh, she's exotic," and this might just be due to where I grew up. Where I grew up, we were like a true melting pot. You know, we grew up with, Nigerians, Ghanaians, Jamaicans, Cape Verdeans, Uruguayans, Brazilians, Puerto Ricans, African Americans, Irish, Italian. Like we're all growing up in the same hoods and going to the same schools and stuff like that. And people have family that come from overseas, and they come for like the holidays and whatnot, so you're meeting all these people from around the world as well. So I don't know, I would say the term exotic in reference to a person has kind of lost its appeal or meaning with me, because I just see them as, okay, this is an attractive person or an unattractive person. Like you're just a person to me. Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of don't like the term exotic as well, because Filipinas, we have our own beauty standards here as well, but it's just really not nice to call someone exotic. But yeah, some Filipinos do like to be called exotic, having an exotic beauty, because it's their power to actually get approached by foreigners. Because I've known, I go to this club and there are a lot of foreigners there, and what they call is exotic Filipinas. They often are approached by really handsome foreigners, like girl, and just like the girl here. Yeah, it's mostly the foreigners who approach us, other than Filipinos.
That's
Yeah.
interesting. Like
They're really approachable as well.
there is a few things that she said in that was interesting to me. Number one was that she never had a relationship with a Filipino before. Her first relationship was with an American. So, I wonder how many people or how many other Filipinos have the same experience as her. Because that's, you grew up in the Philippines, just you expect to have dated a Filipino before an American, right?
Yeah.
And then the second thing that she mentioned that kind of dang, what did she say? I have to watch this thing again. Give me one moment. She said she was exotic, never dated she said that that Americans more so approach her than the Filipinos do.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that I find hard to believe. Not to say that she's a liar or anything, but it's just like, really, your whole life she looked like she was at least in her 20s. Your whole life you've never been approached by any Filipinos, only Americans or
Maybe
foreigners?
there's a selective memory there.
Could be because that's interesting.
Yeah, because me personally, I haven't dated. I mean, I did try, but it's just not a thing for me with Filipinos. And I still get approached by Filipinos so far. And for her, I think it's just like a selective memory. Like maybe she just didn't remember it, or it wasn't important for her to remember those moments that she was approached.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Upward and onward.
Yep.
I will teach you how to bend. Don't get into it. I have a marites to you. Please go. I have a marites to you. Very sad. Ask her. Sarap-sarap?
Kasi maganda ka.
Kasi mapogi ka.
Gagawin natin, tapos kinabukasan.
I agree, all of it. That's me.
I mean, I mean, it's hard to dispute a lot of that, man,
That's me.
because the same things you hear time and time again, and a lot of that I have experienced as well. So there's not much to say on
You
that.
have not experienced all
I
of
said
it?
I have.
Oh,
There's
you
much of it that I
have.
have.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good. But yeah,
Caring, marites or gossip. Marites
yeah.
is like a person here, well, a famous person's name that gossips a lot. So we call that marites.
Mm.
Or in Bisaya, we call it chica. Hey, I have chica. So it's like, hey, I have a gossip for you, like that. But everything that's been said, yeah,
Interesting.
we agree.
All right, next.
Begging, baby, please don't go. If I wake up tomorrow, will you still be here? I don't know.
I would say it's 50-50, man. And I think,
50-50?
and I don't think it's just a Filipino thing. But since we're here, yeah, I think that's the case with most women. It's either they're there for your money or they're there for your loyalty. And it's up to you to discern between the two. Don't just be a blind fool and jump in just because you hear everyone's getting into these, loving relationships in whatever countries.
Mm-hmm.
Do your homework. Trust but verify is what they say. So I mean that post, cool. He's earning some brownie points, but that's just not the case with everyone. There's plenty of horror stories out there, but there's plenty of good stories too. So again, do your homework.
Do your homework, research about her. If you want a genuine love and who's not just after your money, get to know her very well and not just jump into conclusions. Period.
Yep. And this is the last one we got for y'all.
Conversation, we lose track of time. Have I told you lately? I'm grateful you're mine. We'll watch The Notebook for the 17th time. I'll say it's stupid, then you'll catch me crying. We're not making out on the boat in the rain or in a house I painted blue. But there's nothing like doing nothing with you.
Okay. What she's saying is like once you go black, you never go back. For this video, I kind of don't agree, kind of, cause again, I after I've dated the foreigners, I have not dated Filipinos after I dated foreigners, so I can't say if I want to go back dating a Filipino, but again, I am open to anyone. And yeah, I don't think I really agree with the video because it really depends on how the person would treat me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's what I was going to touch on. Like, it shouldn't have anything to do. It's my personal thoughts. It shouldn't have anything to do with whether you're American, an Australian, a Russian or Filipino. It's just all about, at the end of the day, how that person is going to treat you. Are they going to be loyal? Are they going to respect you? Things of that nature. And yeah, I mean, I think it's 50-50 in her case. She's probably, she's happy where she's at, but
Yeah.
I actually interviewed an expat and he was in a relationship with a Filipina and she actually cheated on him and left him, for a Filipino. So, you take that, however you want to take that. I just think it's 50-50, everyone has their own agenda at the end of the day.
Oh no.
Yeah, it happens, I guess.
Oh no.
I mean, it happens, I
Okay.
guess. But hey, so that's all we have for you guys today. Hope you enjoyed the video. By the way, I started a Patreon. If you want to support the channel and unlock some more content, you can go ahead and check it out. The link is going to be in the description.
Behind the scenes are there. Wink, wink.
Behind the scenes are there, apparently. Wink, wink. And some other fun stuff too, like some conversations that might be a little bit too spicy for YouTube. So nothing is uploaded yet, but go ahead and check it out or just add it to your favorites and we'll see you over there. You guys take care. Stay blessed.
Thank you, everyone. See you in the next videos. Bye bye.